Hey guys, as a lot of you guys know, there was a lot of changes announced in the notifications for the card trader in the next 2 months. So the first thing I want to talk about is the cards that will be removed from the game. And all of these cards will be removed on May 1st, so you have all of April to get these cards. And from these cards, I would definitely recommend you look towards Bad Reaction to Samochi. This card has a very unique effect, and it allows you to hurt your opponent when he tries to heal. So realistically, I say this card's very unique, and there's a lot of synergy cards that haven't been released that could really help out, and it would be very convenient to get this card right now while it's still available, maybe 1 or 2 copies. Another card I would suggest really is the Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, mainly because he's a warrior, and I know warriors tend to have a lot of synergy, at least in the original game, and if more of those synergy warrior cards come out, a warrior deck could really utilize this guy's effect. But at the moment, I would limit it to just getting maybe 1 of these, just because you never know when these cards will come back. And my last recommendation is Spirit Caller. It doesn't really see much use right now, but being a spellcaster and light is a good combination for a lot of cards, and when this card gets flipped, it allows you to special summon a monster that's a normal monster that's level 3 or lower. And recently we got the release of Sonic Duck, and we've always had Jerry Beansman, so these cards could really synergize together if you build a deck around them. Like I said, it's my personal recommendation. There's probably better cards, and as far as the rest of the cards, just please make sure to try to get 1 of each card. They're not that expensive, and you never know when you'll need them to farm or a new deck comes out, and the saddest thing for you would be not to be able to get any of these cards. And now, to take a look at the new cards that the card trader received this week, we're going to look here and start off with Victory Viper XX3. And this card is a machine light monster, as you can see, and it really depends on you being able to hit another monster and kill it. And then you get these 3 effects. One of the options is gaining 400 attack. You can destroy a face-up spell or trap card, or you can special summon 1 option token that always has the same type, attribute, level, attack, and defense as this card. So this card's very interesting right now, just because it's a card that has a lot of skills that you can use it with, but unfortunately machine decks are not that great. The synergy is still missed for machine deck, and also its low stats could also be a negative at the moment, just because you'll need to provide a lot of support for this card to be really good. But if you somehow can get it to start working and actually raise its attack with certain equip cards maybe, then maybe you'll see this card played a lot in machine decks. But at the current moment, I don't see it being that great, but like I said, once the machine synergy starts coming in, I could possibly see this being actually a really good card, just because it can do multiple things at once with its different effects. And speaking of the Viper, another card that got released is called Power Capsule, and this one is basically a synergy card for the Victory Viper XX03. So this card basically, you play it and you immediately get the effect of the Viper and apply it as this card's effect. So basically you play this with Victory Viper, and one of those 3 effects that we just mentioned, you'll be able to use it immediately. Like I said, it's very dependent on Viper, but it'd be pretty cool because it can actually activate a token immediately. But like I said, machine decks are not that great at the moment, but maybe in the near future this card will be really good. But right now I don't really see it. And now, getting outside of the machine meta, we look at a card that is going to help out fairies for once. So fairies are really right now not in a great place, because they don't have enough support as well. But this is an equip card called Cestus of Dagla, and this card, as you can see, it can only be equipped to fairy monsters, and it increases their attacks by 500 points. And the effect that fairy monster gets is that whenever it inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, you increase your own life points by an equal amount. So this card, I feel it's like any equip card, being able to raise up your monster's attack by 500 is great, but its effect of just giving you life points back, that's not that amazing, to be honest, especially when there's other effects that would be so much better, like a discard effect maybe, but that would be really powerful. But as far as this card, I'm sure fairy decks will really see some use for it, but at the moment I just don't see it being that great. And getting back to the last two cards that were released, we have Arsenal Bug, which is an insect monster. It's Earth, and seeing its stats, it's really good, 2000, 2000, but it has a very negative effect. It says when you control no other insect type monster, this card's attack and defense become 1000. So this card is really strong if you're running an insect deck and somehow are able to get insects to stick on the board, but if it doesn't, then it becomes really mediocre really fast. So it is very dependent on you having strong monsters or monsters that can stay on the field, but by itself it really is only a 1000 insect, which can hurt a lot. But I feel like it's really gonna start maybe switching a little bit the way you use insects, because right now they're all just burn decks at the moment, and you know how it is with all these different burn decks. And the last and more exciting card that got released was Gokipon, which is an earth insect monster, and basically its ability is if it gets destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one insect type monster that's 1500 or less attack to your hand. So basically it's a pseudo draw mechanic for insect decks, and this really helps out burn decks because it's able to get cards like Parasite to your hand, as well as getting other cards like the Cocoon of Evolution, which is used to really defend and stall in those decks. I mean, other cards that are very useful to get would be Worm, because it allows to deck out the opponent, but Ladybug of Doom is another option as well. So this card has a lot of versatility, and as more insect monsters get released, this card will become even stronger. At the moment, it's already pretty strong, and I could see this just changing the meta a little bit. Anyways guys, that's the review for all these cards that got released this week. I feel like another release will come out really soon, because 10 are going to leave the store on May 1st, and these 5 cards were brought in. So we'll see what happens. But anyways guys, that ends it for this video. Take care, and I'll see you guys all next time!